Good morning, everyone. A walk today because I woke up feeling like I've been hit by a train. Not training for 4 weeks and then going back into it. Not even full tilt, but just moving parts of the body that have not moved in a while. It's taken its toll. It is an absolutely stunning for being out on the board. Mill Pond Flat, so I will be getting out on there later. Fear not. But right now, it was just get up and go for a walk. So that's what I'm doing. Today's subject, moving on from yesterday's, because I am getting some generally amazing feedback from people about the videos, how they've really spoken to them stuff. So we're going to keep this theme on training. I will always do my best to do that. And today is, what are we actually waiting for? What are we waiting for to move forward? To move on to the next step, to get healthier, to get our head straight, to get the job we want, to change our direction in life. Because if you put a condition in front of yourself, 9 times out of 10, that's all you're ever going to do. I know this from massive personal experience, especially when it comes to my business. I'll just wait till I've got this many clients. I'll just wait till I've done this. I'll just wait till I've done that. I should probably wait until somebody else has done something else than that. If you're putting these conditions in front of you, you will always put conditions in front of you. In the end, sometimes you just have to suck it up and go for it. Money is a favourite of mine. Again, I had the same issue with my pricing and paying for the stuff. And you just think, at the end of the day, if you think it's too expensive now, it's always going to be too expensive. And if you think and if you think you're too expensive now, then you're always going to feel that way. At some point, you have to start looking at what's worth it and what's not. And it's like turning around saying, I'm not going to have kids until I can afford them. I can tell you now, ladies and gentlemen, you can't afford them ever, because they're always an additional expense to a budget that you don't have, and it's always fluctuating. Starting training, starting getting your health on kick, start talking about mental health. £70 a week is a bit expensive. Well, it's always going to be expensive. But let's face it, half the time the cheap options that we all take don't work. We've done it. I've bought the cheap systems. I've bought the cheap fixes. And you end up paying twice. More so sometimes, and it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And it's just crap. The biggest problem is with that is that it's scary and there's a lot of risk. But without risk, there is no reward, unfortunately, because you have to move forward. And the difference is as well, when you start looking at aim as a perception point, you only do something if it's going to put you in a better place than you are now. And so many of us can see that it's going to put us in a better place, but we still don't take it because we're scared that it might be harder than we thought. It may cost a little more than we think we have. And at the end of the day, if you taking something away from yourself is not giving yourself more. And that is the biggest one I learned the hard way. When times got tough, I didn't used to double down and do more work. I'd strip things back. So now you're in a worse position. Okay, yeah, you take some pressure off you, but you actually have less than you started with, which means you then have to reinvest in those things, and you're still stuck in the same place. Whereas now, if I get stuck, or especially now during this lockdown phase, I had to really knuckle down and decide what I was going to do. Now, I could have stripped everything back, cancelled all my direct debits, all my subscriptions. With 2 kids in the house, that's not going to happen. So I have to double down and work harder. And sometimes that's the push that you need. And it's a terrifying prospect, but it is the only way that's going to work. You don't move forward unless you start moving forward. And that sounds ridiculously stupid and reductive to say, but it is the solid, hard truth. Every single person that you see that's getting it together is now made a great transformation. Their personality's changed. Everything's different. It all started because they just decided to invest in themselves. And when you buy into a trainer, you should be thinking about it as you're not spending money on a trainer, you're spending money on yourself. When you go to a nail technician and get your nails done, you're not spending money on the nail technician, you're spending money on yourself, because you get your nails done, And that ain't cheap either. That's no joke. I know people that get their nails done every week, and that's not a cheap enterprise. And that's fine because you get a quick reward, a quick fix, quick exterior change. So that's perceived as making you better because you can see something. Oh, my hand looks better because I got my nails done. Cost is irrelevant. I know people that will moan every day that they don't have any money, nearly bankrupt themselves on nails, eyebrows and lashes. And it baffles me because then when you ask them to invest in their health long term, they actually make them feel better about themselves, change their job, change how they deal with stress, remove elements from their life that's keeping them back. That's too expensive, not cost effective enough. You know, one of my clients previous online went through a massive transformation, lost weight, changed her mindset, still keeps in contact with me now with these wins that she's cracking on every day. And she wasn't sure. In the consultation phase, she said she was only 50-50. She knew that she had the money. She knew that she should invest. But there was something in the back of her mind saying, I can't do it, because she couldn't remember how to spend money on herself. She only saw it as an object. And I said, no, we don't train. I don't want you at 50-50. I want you at 100%. And when I took that pressure away, she signed up. She's now remapped her business. She's now working for herself again rather than her clients. And she still lost weight because all we did was manage stress because she took the plunge and invested in herself. And I want you guys to start investing in yourself. Look for a new job. Now's the time to do it. Look at the people around you. When you move forward, are these people going to be the ones that are going to carry along with you? And if they're not, call them out on it. Tell them. The risk is the call out saying, you know what? This isn't working the way it's working, we need to change it. And some people need to be called out on that. So I'm going to put a box now saying drop your email. Once you drop me your email, I'm going to send you a link to my scheduling page. Booking a call with me is a call. It's just a call. It does not cost you a damn thing. Put in a call. We'll get on the phone, we'll talk. Invest in yourselves, because if you're not going to do it now, you're definitely not going to do it when you go back, and that is going to be an absolute crying shame. And I don't want any of you guys who are sat on the fence right now thinking that I'll just put another condition in front of me because you're always going to do it and you're never going to get out of it. Have a great day, guys. It is a beautiful one. Speak to you soon.